Okay, greetings everybody. I've made a few changes to my game so far. Other than a few bug fixes on the main GUI, there hasn't been a whole lot of changes yet. I did start building the layout for the crafting system. It's actually going to be two parts, crafting or forging, and it's going to be recycling as the other part of it. If you find crap that you don't want, you can recycle it into crap that you do want. So you can forge crap that you want. Other than that, there's been some changes to the environment. As you can see, the planet in the background has become a little more ominous, a little less fiery ball of cheerful, and a little more looks like the butthole of something out of Star Wars. I've also added some asteroids that will generate here shortly with a little bit of torque, so they have a little bit of life. They're not just sitting out there in space dead as a doornail. The items in front of you have not really changed yet. I haven't really done too much with the crafting system yet, or random addition of items when the player does things, but that will be next. So let's go ahead and get started here. I did change the code a little bit, so when the game starts up, the mouse does hide and it does lock to the center of the screen, so you can move around just fine. It's going to be excessively slow because I am trying to record at 60 frames per second. And as soon as it stops, that's my forging window. On the left side there, under the forge list, will be everything that the player can make. Whether they have materials or not, everything will be listed there. What they can make will be nice and pretty in color, and it will, when you click on it, it will give you the requirements at the top. You put the materials in the bottom, and you hit create. Pretty simple. Recycling, essentially the same thing. The possible items list will be everything that is potentially scavenged from an item, all of the pieces. Now you will only get up to 5 of those items back from scavenging an item, or recycling it rather. But the list on the left will be everything that can come from whatever you put in the top window there, the item to recycle. So as you can see, the planet in the background there is extremely ominous now. It's nice and gross. The asteroids there are nice and just kind of spinning around and just doing their thing. Just floating out in space. They all have rigid bodies, so the player can absolutely bump into them. And considering that's where you will get most of your resources from in this game, you may lose your resources. To counter that, I will be designing a grappling mechanic that the player can grab onto the rock, and if they do bump it, well, they're going for a ride. They can follow the rock into space and eventually die. Other than that, not really a whole lot has changed. I have changed a few of the graphics here and there to make it a little prettier. In some regards to the lighting effects, the glowing, and the textures are a little bit sharper. The UI text is significantly sharper. I do apologize for the slowness. It's on capturing at a very high resolution, hopefully. But other than that, that's pretty much all I've done with it so far this weekend. I will have more updates as we go.